Bonjour, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited to take you on a virtual trip to one of my favorite places in the world, France. Now, I know what you're thinking, Ellen. You love everything. And you're right, I do. But France? France is extra special. From the charming cafes to the stunning countryside, it's just ooh la la. So buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to embark on a whirlwind tour of 15 unforgettable French destinations. Get ready to say oui to adventure, bonjour to beauty, and oh my goodness to some seriously delicious pastries. Speaking of pastries, I wonder if they deliver internationally. I'm just saying, I've always been fascinated by France. I mean, who hasn't dreamed of strolling along the Seine, eating a croissant the size of your head, and maybe, just maybe, running into Timothée Chalamet? Okay, maybe that last one's just me. But seriously, France has something for everyone. Romantic getaways, family adventures, solo backpacking trips, you name it. And the best part? The French people are so stylish, even their dogs wear berets. I'm kidding. Mostly. So get ready to be inspired, entertained, and maybe even a little bit jealous as we explore the magic of France together. Don't worry, there's enough baguette to go around. Now, I know planning a trip can be overwhelming. Where do you go? What do you see? How do you even pronounce half the words on the menu? Don't worry, I've got you covered. I've handpicked 15 of the most incredible places in France, from bustling cities to charming villages, that are guaranteed to steal your heart and maybe a few extra pounds thanks to the cheese. We'll explore iconic landmarks, hidden gems, and everything in between. We'll even learn a few French phrases like "Où est la boulangerie?", which means "Where's the bakery?" Very important phrase, that one. So whether you're a seasoned traveler or just starting to dream about your next adventure, this video is for you. Get ready to be transported to the land of romance, delicious food, and questionable fashion choices. I'm looking at you, Speedos. Just kidding. Kind of. So grab a glass of wine or a juice box, whatever floats your boat, sit back, relax, and let me be your guide to the most unforgettable places in France. Allons-y, that's French for let's go. I'm practically fluent. First stop on our French adventure, Paris. The city of lights, the city of love, the city of really long lines at the Louvre. But trust me, it's worth the wait. Paris is like a giant, beautiful pastry shop, filled with delicious sights, sounds, and smells. You've got the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre Museum, Notre Dame, the Arc de Triomphe. The list goes on and on. It's like a greatest hits album of European landmarks. You could spend a lifetime in Paris and still not see everything, which is why I keep coming back. I need to see it all. And let's not forget Disneyland Paris, because who doesn't love a good dose of magic and Mickey Mouse? I mean, come on. It's Disneyland. It's like a little slice of Americana in the heart of Europe. And the French fries are surprisingly good. Just saying. So whether you're exploring the charming streets of Montmartre, taking a romantic boat ride on the Seine, or screaming your head off on a roller coaster, Paris has something for everyone. Even grumpy cats. Although I've never actually seen a grumpy cat in Paris. They probably just haven't been to Disneyland yet. Now let's talk about the food. Oh, the food! From buttery croissants to delicate macarons, Parisian cuisine is a feast for the senses. And don't even get me started on the cheese. I could write a whole other video about French cheese. Brie, camembert, roquefort. It's like a cheese lover's paradise. I once tried to smuggle a wheel of brie back in my suitcase. It didn't go well. Let's just say airport security is not a fan of pungent dairy products. But seriously, Paris is a city that will capture your heart and leave you wanting more. It's a place where history, art, and culture collide in a beautiful, chaotic explosion of awesomeness. So pack your bags, brush up on your French, or just download a translation app, I won't judge, and get ready to fall in love with the City of Lights. Just be prepared to share the sidewalks with a million other tourists. And maybe a mime or two. Just keep walking. Don't make eye contact. Next up, we're heading to the French Alps. Get ready for some breathtaking scenery, fresh mountain air, and maybe a little bit of altitude sickness. Just kidding. Mostly. The French Alps are like a giant snowy playground, perfect for skiing, snowboarding, hiking, and just generally being outdoorsy. And the views? Oh my goodness, the views. They're so stunning, they'll make you forget all about your freezing cold toes. Almost. One of the most popular destinations in the French Alps is Chamonix Mont Blanc, home to the highest peak in Western Europe. It's like a magnet for thrill seekers and nature lovers alike. You can go skiing, snowboarding, ice climbing, paragliding. The list goes on and on. It's like an adrenaline junkie's dream come true. And even if you're not into extreme sports, there's plenty to do. You can take a scenic cable car ride, go for a hike, or just relax and enjoy the stunning mountain scenery. Just don't forget your sunscreen. Even in the snow, you can still get a sunburn. Trust me, I know from experience. Now let's talk about the après-ski scene. Because after a long day on the slopes, there's nothing better than cozying up by the fire with a hot chocolate and some good company. And maybe a little bit of schnapps. Just saying. The French Alps are known for their lively après-ski scene, with plenty of bars, restaurants, and nightclubs to choose from. So whether you're looking to dance the night away or just relax and enjoy the mountain vibes, you're sure to find something to your liking. Just don't try to yodel after too many schnapps. It rarely ends well. And if you're lucky enough to visit during the summer months, you'll be treated to a whole different kind of beauty. The snow melts away, revealing lush green valleys, sparkling lakes, and wildflowers as far as the eye can see. It's like a scene from The Sound of Music, but with less yodeling and more cheese. Because, let's be honest, everything's better with cheese. Bonjour from Nice. And let me tell you, it's really nice. We're starting our journey on the Promenade des Anglais, which is basically a fancy way of saying a really, really gorgeous walkway by the sea. Imagine strolling along, the sun on your face, the Mediterranean breeze in your hair. It's the kind of place where you just want to take a deep breath and say, ooh la la. And the best part? You can people watch. You'll see rollerbladers, families, little dogs in sweaters, you name it. It's like a parade of fabulousness. Plus, the turquoise water is just begging you to dip your toes in. Just watch out for rogue volleyballs. You know, the usual beach hazards. This promenade is 7 kilometers long, so you've got plenty of space to strut your stuff. And trust me, you'll want to. It's the perfect place for a morning jog, an afternoon stroll, or an evening romantic walk. Just imagine you and your sweetie, hand in hand, watching the sunset over the Mediterranean. Okay, moving on before I get too sappy. But seriously, the Promenade des Anglais is a must-see. It's like a little slice of heaven on earth. And if heaven had really good gelato, which I'm pretty sure it does, don't at me. Now let's talk about the markets in Nice. They are a feast for the senses. You've got colorful flowers, fresh produce, local crafts. It's like a treasure hunt for your nose and your taste buds. And the vendors? They are so passionate about their goods. You might even learn a few French phrases while you're haggling over the price of a baguette. Speaking of baguettes, make sure you try some of the local delicacies. Saka, a chickpea pancake, is a must-try. And the olives. Oh my goodness, the olives. I could talk about olives all day, but I won't. Because we still have beaches to discuss. The beaches in Nice are, how do I put this delicately? Stunning. Absolutely stunning. The water is crystal clear, the sand is soft and warm, and the views are breathtaking. It's the kind of place where you can just lay back, soak up the sun, and forget all your worries. Unless your worry is getting sand in your sunscreen, then that's a valid concern. Just bring a towel, a good book, and your best beach hat, and you're all set. Oh, and don't forget your sunglasses, because the sparkle off the water is real. All right, folks, next up we're heading to Annecy, also known as the Venice of the Alps. And yes, it lives up to the hype. Picture this. Charming canals, colorful buildings, and a stunning lake surrounded by mountains. It's like a postcard come to life. And don't worry, you don't need a gondola to get around. Although, that would be pretty cool. Maybe we should start a petition? Gondolas in Annecy. Who's with me? The old town of Annecy is a maze of cobblestone streets and charming little shops. You can spend hours just wandering around, soaking up the atmosphere. And the canals, they are just magical. You can take a boat tour, rent a paddle boat, or just sit by the water and watch the ducks go by. Speaking of ducks, I saw this one duck wearing a tiny little hat. No, I'm just kidding. But wouldn't that be adorable? Okay, back to Annecy. It's just one of those places that makes you feel happy to be alive. And that's what travel is all about, right? Now let's talk about Lake Annecy. It is seriously stunning. The water is so clear you can see the bottom, and the surrounding mountains are just breathtaking. You can swim, kayak, paddleboard, or just relax on the shore and soak up the views. And if you're feeling adventurous, you can hike up to one of the viewpoints for even more spectacular scenery. Just make sure you wear comfortable shoes, because those mountains are no joke. But even if you're not a hiker, there's plenty to do in Annecy. You can visit the Palais de Lille, a medieval castle that looks like it belongs in a fairy tale. Or you can explore the local markets and sample some of the regional delicacies. And let's not forget the cheese. France is known for its cheese, and Annecy is no exception. So make sure you try some of the local varieties. You might just discover your new favorite cheese. And that's a pretty Gouda feeling. Next stop, Montpellier. This city is buzzing with energy. It's got a lively student population, a beautiful historic center, and a vibrant cultural scene. It's the kind of place where you can wander around for hours, discovering hidden gems around every corner. And speaking of gems, the Place de la Comédie is a must-see. It's a huge pedestrian square surrounded by beautiful buildings, cafes, and shops. It's the perfect place to people watch, grab a coffee, or just soak up the atmosphere. Montpellier is one of the fastest-growing cities in France, and it's easy to see why. It's got a little something for everyone. Whether you're interested in history, art, food, or just soaking up the sun, you'll find it here. And did I mention the weather? Montpellier has over 300 days of sunshine a year, so you can pretty much guarantee good weather no matter when you visit. Unless you bring a rain cloud with you, then that's on you. Montpellier is a city steeped in history. You can explore medieval streets, admire Renaissance architecture, and discover hidden courtyards. It's like taking a step back in time, but with better Wi-Fi. And let's not forget the food. Montpellier is a foodie's paradise. You can find everything from traditional French cuisine to international flavors. And the seafood? Oh my goodness, the seafood. Fresh, delicious, and cooked to perfection. One of the things I love about Montpellier is its blend of old and new. You've got these beautiful historic buildings, but you've also got a modern, vibrant city. It's a perfect balance. And the people? So friendly and welcoming. They're always happy to chat and share their love of their city. So if you're looking for a city with history, culture, and a whole lot of charm, Montpellier is definitely worth a visit. Just don't forget your camera, because you'll want to capture every moment. Bonjour, mes amis, or should I say Guten Tag? We're in Strasbourg, a perfect blend of French and German cultures, home to the magnificent Strasbourg Cathedral, a Gothic masterpiece. And don't miss the Petite France district. It's like walking through a postcard. Strasbourg is the kind of place that makes you want to wear a beret and lederhosen at the same time. Wander through charming streets, eat delicious food, and soak up the unique atmosphere. If you're looking for a city that's a little bit French, a little bit German, and a whole lot of charming, then Strasbourg is the place for you. Welcome to Aix-en-Provence, the city of 1,000 fountains. Okay, maybe not 1,000, but there are a lot. And they're all so beautiful and ornate, you'll feel like you're walking through a water park designed by royalty. It's like every corner you turn, there's another fountain just waiting to be admired. And speaking of beautiful, the flowers in Aix-en-Provence are just as stunning. They're everywhere, in window boxes, on balconies, lining the streets. It's like the whole city is one giant bouquet. You half expect to see fairies flitting among the petals, or maybe just a really friendly florist selling fresh bouquets. Aix-en-Provence is also a city with a rich artistic heritage. It was the home of the famous painter Paul Cézanne, and you can still visit his studio and see where he created his masterpieces. It's like stepping into art history. You might even feel inspired to pick up a paintbrush yourself, or maybe just buy a Cézanne postcard. This city is the perfect place to relax and enjoy the Provençal lifestyle. Stroll through the charming streets, sip coffee at a sidewalk cafe, and soak up the sun. It's the kind of place where you can just slow down and enjoy the simple things in life, like a good cup of coffee and a warm croissant, or maybe just a really good nap. Let's talk about the markets in Aix-en-Provence. They're a feast for the senses. Colorful fruits and vegetables, fragrant cheeses, freshly baked bread. It's like a foodie's paradise. You'll want to buy everything, even if you don't know what it is. And while you're wandering through the markets, be sure to keep an eye out for local crafts. You can find everything from pottery to jewelry to handmade soaps. It's the perfect place to pick up some unique souvenirs, or maybe just some really nice soap. Aix-en-Provence is also a city with a rich history. You can explore ancient ruins, visit historic churches, and learn about the city's fascinating past. It's like taking a walk through time. You might even feel like you've traveled back to the Roman Empire, or maybe just a really good museum. So if you're looking for a city that's beautiful, relaxing, and full of culture, then Aix-en-Provence is the place for you. Just be sure to pack your walking shoes, and your appetite, and your camera, and maybe a really big shopping bag for all the souvenirs. Welcome to Colmar, a town so charming, it looks like it stepped right out of a fairy tale. With its colorful half-timbered houses, winding canals, and flower-filled balconies, it's like a real-life gingerbread village. Colmar is located in the Alsace region of France, known for its beautiful scenery and delicious wine. One of the must-see sites in Colmar is the Little Venice district, and while you're in Colmar, be sure to visit the Unterlinden Museum. The Alsace region is known for its white wines, particularly Riesling and Gewürztraminer. Be sure to try some of the local specialties like choucroute garni and tarte flambée. So if you're looking for a charming, picturesque town with delicious food and wine, then Colmar is the place for you. Welcome to Saint-Tropez, the playground of the rich and famous. This place is seriously glamorous, like a real-life movie set. You might even spot a celebrity or two. Keep your eyes peeled and your camera ready. There's also a charming old town just waiting to be explored. Think cobblestone streets and cafes overflowing with delicious French pastries. And let's not forget the beaches. The sand is so soft, it's like walking on a cloud. The water is crystal clear, perfect for a refreshing dip. So grab your sunglasses, your sunscreen, and your sense of adventure. Saint-Tropez is ready to welcome you. And don't forget, this town is also famous for the iconic movie series Le Gendarme de Saint-Tropez, starring the legendary Louis de Funès. Alright, wine lovers, this one's for you. Welcome to Burgundy, the land of rolling vineyards, charming villages, and some of the best wine in the world. Seriously, this place is like a dream come true for wine lovers. I like Burgundy wine. A lot. It's like a sophisticated party in your mouth. The countryside here is absolutely stunning. Picture rolling hills covered in vineyards, dotted with charming little villages. You can spend days just driving around, admiring the scenery, and stopping at wineries for tastings. And speaking of wineries, there are so many to choose from. You can visit small family-run vineyards or large estates. You can learn about the winemaking process, sample different vintages, and maybe even buy a few bottles to take home. Just don't try to fit them all in your carry-on. Trust me, I've tried. It doesn't end well. Ooh la la! Welcome to Toulouse, the Pink City. Yes, you heard that right. This city is actually pink. Well, sort of. The buildings are made of this pinkish red brick, which gives the city its unique and charming glow. It's like walking through a giant rose-colored filter. Now, I know what you're thinking. Pink? Really? But trust me, it works. It's not like a Pepto-Bismol pink. It's more of a sophisticated, elegant pink. Like the kind of pink you'd wear to a fancy party. Or maybe a pajama party. Hey, don't judge. And speaking of parties, Toulouse has a vibrant cultural scene. There are tons of museums, art galleries, and theaters to explore. You can catch a show, admire some art, or learn about the city's rich history. And then, you can celebrate with a glass of wine at a sidewalk cafe, because why not? And let's not forget the food. Toulouse is known for its delicious cuisine, especially its sausages. I know, it's not the most glamorous food, but trust me, it's good. And if you're feeling adventurous, you can try cassoulet, a hearty stew made with beans, sausage, and duck confit. It's like a hug in a bowl. Toulouse is more than just a pretty pink city, you know. It's also a hub for aerospace engineering. Who knew? It's like the Silicon Valley of France, but with rockets instead of computers. You can visit the Cité de l'Espace, a space-themed park where you can learn all about space exploration, and maybe even pretend you're an astronaut. And if you're a history buff, you'll love exploring the city's many historic landmarks. There's the Basilica of Saint-Sernin, a beautiful Romanesque church, and the Capitole, a stunning building that houses the city hall and a theater. It's like a history lesson and a show all in one. And let's not forget the Canal du Midi, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You can take a boat tour, rent a bike, or just stroll along the banks and enjoy the scenery. It's like a little slice of paradise in the heart of the city. So if you're planning a trip to France, make sure you add Toulouse to your list. It's a city that has something for everyone. Whether you're a foodie, a history buff, a space enthusiast, or just someone who appreciates a good pink building, you'll find something to love in Toulouse. And who knows, you might even leave with a newfound appreciation for the color pink, or at least a really good sausage. Bonjour from Lyon, everyone! This city is a culinary carnival. From Michelin-starred restaurants to charming bouchons, every corner here is a delicious discovery. Get ready to loosen your belts, folks. The quenelles are to die for, and the pralines, divine. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Someone hand me a croissant. Stat. Lyon isn't just about food. Let's talk about Vieux Lyon, or Old Town. It's like stepping back in time with its cobblestone streets and medieval architecture. And don't miss the stunning Basilica of Notre-Dame de Fourvière. The views are breathtaking. It's like the city is saying, look at me, I'm delicious and beautiful. So what are you waiting for? Pack your bags and experience the magic of Lyon. Bonjour from Bordeaux. This city is like a giant delicious grape, just waiting to be squeezed into a glass. Bordeaux is known as the wine capital of the world, and for good reason. The vineyards here stretch as far as the eye can see, producing some of the most famous wines in the world. Get ready to swirl, sniff, and sip your way through this beautiful region. Even if you don't like wine, there's plenty to see and do in Bordeaux. The city is beautiful, with stunning architecture, charming streets, and a vibrant cultural scene. The city is incredibly photogenic, especially at sunset. Just imagine strolling along the Garonne River with a glass of wine in hand, watching the sun dip below the horizon. Pure bliss. Bonjour everyone and welcome to Normandy. Picture this, dramatic cliffs, windswept beaches, and a whole lot of history. Normandy is more than just a pretty face. It's a place where stories echo through the centuries. From medieval times to D-Day, this region has seen it all. And speaking of beaches, Normandy's coastline is simply breathtaking. Miles of sandy shores, perfect for long walks or just soaking up the sun. And then, bam! You stumble upon a historic D-Day landing site. Normandy is also home to Mont Saint-Michel, a stunning island commune. This medieval abbey is truly a sight to behold. Normandy isn't just about history and landmarks. It's also about the people, the culture, and the joie de vivre. The Normans are known for their warmth, hospitality, and love of good food. So, pack your bags and get ready for an unforgettable adventure in Normandy. All right, folks, let's jet off to Corsica, the island of beauty. This Mediterranean gem is a paradise of stunning beaches, rugged mountains, and charming villages. Turquoise waters, sandy beaches, lush green mountains, it's a feast for the eyes. Corsica is a place where you can truly escape from it all. It's also got a rich and fascinating history. It's a blend of French and Italian influences, with its own language, traditions, and cuisine. Corsica is home to some seriously impressive peaks, perfect for hiking and climbing. Corsica's beaches are some of the best in the world, with soft white sand and turquoise waters. And let's not forget the charming villages that dot the Corsican landscape. Corsica is the place for you. Just be prepared to fall in love. Well, my friends, that's a wrap on our whirlwind tour of France. From the romantic streets of Paris to the sunny shores of Corsica, we've covered a lot of ground. I hope you've enjoyed this journey as much as I have. It's been a real treat sharing these amazing places with you. I mean, who doesn't love talking about France? The food, the wine, the fashion, it's all so fabulous. I'm already planning my next trip. Anyone want to join me? Don't forget to visit countrydiscover.com for more travel inspiration. They've got all the inside scoop on the best places to visit, the best things to see, and the best places to eat. Seriously, check it out. You won't be disappointed. And tell them Ellen sent you. They might give you a discount. Or maybe not, but it's worth a try, right? And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and let us know which place you're most excited to visit. I love hearing from you guys. And who knows, maybe your comment will inspire my next video. So hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and let's stay connected. Au revoir, everyone. And remember, life is short, so eat the croissant, drink the wine, and see the world. And if you happen to run into George Clooney in Saint-Tropez, tell him I said hi. Okay, bye.